Here in this video, we are going to show you how to test the capacity of your Windows laptop battery. This process can be done for any version of Windows from 7 to 11, with the exception of users running in Windows S mode. This isn't a fail-proof test. There are certain scenarios where this test may fail, and it's not obvious as to why. Later in the video, we will go over a specific OEM and line of their laptops whereupon performing this test will result in an erroneous report. The first thing you want to do is open an elevated PowerShell terminal or command prompt. By elevated, I simply mean to open one of those programs with admin privileges. Now that we have the elevated prompt open, you will type the following: power cfg / battery report. Hit enter. This will generate a battery report and deposit it at the default location. As you can see, it's not the most convenient place to navigate to. Therefore, how about we generate the report in an easier place to find, while also giving us the ability to view the report quickly. By pressing the up arrow key, it will automatically input the last command we gave the terminal. But now, we're going to add something at the end of this. Before we hit enter, type the following: /output. Now this allows us to save the generated file to a specific location, as well as name it whatever we choose. For utmost convenience, we will save it in the root of the C drive by pressing C:/. And now we have to name it. We'll use the letters BR, and we also must give it the appropriate file extension, which is HTML. Now you can hit enter. It generates the report in the C drive precisely where we directed it. Now to open it, just type C://br.html and hit enter. To navigate to this battery report at a later time, you can simply open the run command and type in C://br.html. The battery report will open in your default browser, and you can scroll down to see the relevant details. You will see the name, manufacturer, serial number, chemistry, the design capacity, full charge capacity, and lastly, the cycle count. We're paying attention most to design capacity and full charge capacity. The design capacity is the minimum amount of watt-hours the battery should hold from the manufacturer. The full charge capacity is currently the maximum amount of watt-hours your battery can hold on a full charge. Therefore, you want to divide the full charge capacity by the design capacity to understand the life of your battery expressed as a percentage of its design. Here we have 49 watt-hours divided by 51 watt-hours to find the battery at 96%. This completes the essentials of the battery report test. Previously, I stated that this battery test is not a 100% certain method. You could test the battery, it could show as 100%, but the battery very well may be bad. Your taskbar could show that your battery is at 0% and not charging. This is often a telltale sign of a potentially bad battery. However, that scenario, where the report shows a good battery but is actually bad, is less common than not. Therefore, generally, you can rely on this method. At this point in time, I do, however, want to point out a common scenario that affects primarily consumer line HP laptops. The issue is the battery report incorrectly states the full charge capacity as the design capacity. This reading may be erroneous. You may generate a readout of 22 watt-hours as the design capacity with a battery that is in fact designed for 41 watt-hours. Therefore, you will see 22 watt-hours for both the designed capacity and the full charge capacity. And from there, you may be contented to know your battery is at 100% capacity, when in fact, it's actually just slightly above 50%. In the video here, you will see me running a battery report on an HP Pavilion X360 14M-DY1023DX. You see here how both the design and full charge capacity are identical. This may or may not be correct, and the only way to know is to either open up the back cover of the machine and check the physical battery, or check with the manufacturer online to find out. We're in luck here, because this typically is an HP problem rather than a distributed problem that spans multiple manufacturers. We only have to check one place, And HP has a wonderful website that is dedicated to finding out the factory specs of your machine. This website is the HP Part Surfer, found at partsurfer.hp.com. I have a link to this website in the description of this video. From here, we want to put in the part number, serial number, or the product ID. I prefer the product ID because you can find it in the System Information program in Windows. To find the product ID, we are going to use the run command to launch System Information. By pressing the Windows key and R at the same time, it opens the run command. As you can see, it was the last thing I ran from here, but we will type msinfo32 and launch System Information. Here under the System SKU, we will find the product ID. You can ignore the last part, the part that begins with #ABA. All you need is the string of characters up until the #. For us, our part number is 4P8P0UA. First, you will see it lists the laptop's product series. Not necessarily your precise model number, but that's okay. We put in the product ID, which is sufficient. The list is in alphabetical order. It first lists the AC adapter, then the antenna, and here we have our battery. Tucked into the product description is the watt hours. So we can confirm that the factory minimum watt hours is 43 and compare it to our battery reports listed 40. Dividing 40 by 43, we arrive at 93%. So there we have it, an easy to perform and mostly reliable method to test your laptop's battery in Windows.